All right, we jumping right into the NBA's greatest players of all time. Want to get right to it. I told you my top 60 was coming at you. And at number 60 is none other than Vince Carter. Half man, half amazing, Air Canada himself. He really, truly put the Toronto Raptors on the map. It was such an exciting time to watch basketball when Vince was playing, to see his skill level coming out of North Carolina. Vince was definitely a phenomenon, in my opinion, in the NBA. His athletic ability, his skill set was all incredible to watch. The best in-game dunker, I think, in the history of basketball. You can make the argument. There's some other people in that discussion, but his name has to be listed there. He shut down the slam dunk contest to the point where it was no need for him to even compete again. But on the court, he held it down in Toronto. In my opinion, he's probably the greatest player Toronto Raptors have had for their franchise when you look at for career-wise, in my opinion. Now, you had DeMar DeRozan that held it down for a long time there. Obviously, Kawhi Leonard getting a championship there as the main man on the squad, but he was only there for, for some lunch and some brunch, and then he was out the door. So Vince spent several years there. He was an all-star, 8-time all-star. Now, some of those were during his time in New Jersey with the Nets as well, but he made his hay in Toronto. He was the man on that squad, and while he was the man, they were making it to the playoffs. Now, he didn't advance super far in the playoffs, but not because he was not putting up his numbers and doing his part. He just didn't have quite as good of a squad around him, didn't quite have the team chemistry and the talent to compete with some of the other teams in the East at the time. You had the Pacers that had a very experienced squad with some ballers on there. The 76ers during that time, the New Jersey Nets during that time, and then along came the Detroit Pistons as well. And let's not forget the Boston Celtics, who had a couple stars over there that made it tough. But Vince could hold it down against any team's superstar. For a little bit, it looked like he was like the face of the NBA for a little while because of his talent and skill level. He wasn't just a dunker. Vince could put the ball on the floor and handle it. He had a smooth jump shot from mid-range or three. He could really do anything with the pill. And the only knock, he probably could have been even better if he had a little more dog in him at times, I feel like. A little more want to just really like step on people's throats. But he was just like a smooth ball player and a super athletic talent, and one to be respected at number 60. Now, at number 59 is Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving was a 9-time All-Star, multiple-time All-Pro, about 3 times All-Pro. And Kyrie Irving, what's most notable about him, like Vince, he was the Rookie of the Year, but he was the number 1 pick in the draft. And arguably the most skilled pound-for-pound player the league has seen. When you look at just straight-up skill, his ability to handle the ball, some people think he's got the best ball-handling skills in the history of the league. I think that's up for debate with a couple people, but he's in the conversation, no doubt about it. His footwork, his jump shot from anywhere on the floor, mid-range, 3, his layup package. Kyrie is amazing to watch. He can get anywhere on the floor he wants to. And at only around 6'2", he even can put his back to the basket and put guards in the post. Sometimes guys bigger than him in the post and give them post work. Kyrie can do it all. He can pass the rock very well. His skill set is just, like I said, it can be held up against anybody that's ever played the game of basketball. He's that type of guy that if he was like 6'6", 6'7", he might be in the conversation of greatest player of all time type of deal because of his skill set. and he's a killer. Knock on Kyrie might be that he wasn't able to really be the lead player on a team and really make noise as far as leading his team to the playoffs. He's been better as the 2 option, playing off the ball, because he's more of a combo guard than a point guard. But he's a member of the 50-40-90 club, and only 9 guys can say that in the history of the league, meaning he's had a season where he shot 50% from the field, 40% from 3, and 90% from the free throw. That's incredible. Now, at number 58, there's Dame Lillard. Damian Lillard, like Kyrie, a combo type guard, around the same height, even more athletic than Kyrie. You know, in his peak, in his prime, Dame could blow past you and you better watch your head because he would yam it on you. But he also can pull up from super deep. We know Dame's range is nothing to play with. He's one of the all-time leaders in three-pointers made. He is also a 9-time All-Star, like a 7-time All-Pro. Dame Lillard, you could count on during his time in Portland to have the Portland Trailblazers in the mix for the playoffs. Knock on him might be that he didn't advance far enough when getting to the playoffs. We've seen more Dame time moments in the regular season than, say, the postseason. But Dame, for sure, is one of the great all-time point guards the game has ever seen. He deserved to be on that top 75 list when they put him on it with the NBA, and he's making my top 60, no question. His clutch performances, he's big time in big moments, and he has an extreme good skill set too. More athletic than skill. His handle, his jump shot, I don't think are like Kyrie level, but his explosiveness and that heart that's pumping out his chest make him right there, if not better than Kyrie, which is why I got him at 58. And the last for this video is Paul Pierce, coming in at number 57. Paul Pierce was a guy that you had to be worried about when you were coming to his house in Boston to play against him, because like Dame, he was super clutch. I knew anytime, me being an Allen Iverson fan, the wars that I watched AI and Paul Pierce have, the wars I watched him have with LeBron James. Paul Pierce was a guy that would give you buckets, drop 50 or 60 on you. You had to watch out for it. He's capable of that type of performance. I don't know if he's actually ever dropped 60 now that I'm thinking about it, but he was the type of player where he seemed like he could go for that. Definitely 50. And Paul Pierce, he was not the most athletic guy, not the most skilled guy, but just crafty. You know, his handle was enough to get where he needed to get. He had size. He knew how to use his body on the block. He had really great footwork. And his jumper from mid-range or 3 or just around the basket, he could bully you, work off your contact and fade either shoulder, hit the free throws. Paul Pierce had such a complete game. It was one to marvel for sure. Paul Pierce was a 10-time All-Star. He's an NBA Finals MVP and a champ. When he got the right players around him to have a championship chance, he took advantage of it. Went to 2 championships in 08 and 2010 and got a dub in one of them. Going against the great Kobe Bryant, he showed up and showed out and earned that Finals MVP. Paul Pierce is definitely one of the all-time greats and one of my favorite players to watch. And he played during a time like Vince where the 2-guard and the small forward was thick in the NBA. The talent that was playing during that time when Paul and Vince was running around was incredible, and they shined. All right, that's all the time I got. Y'all know what it is, and you know who you looking for. JHEATsportsmedia. And I'm coming at y'all with that fire, as always. And y'all know where to find me. YouTube, Instagram, X, and TikTok. Make sure you subscribe if you like these videos.